Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Annalisa and this is Homemade Sunshine. So in this week's video, I'll be sharing 2 spring dessert recipes, which both of the recipes will be linked down below. All credit goes to the people who created them. I am certainly not a baker, nor am I somebody who is in my spare time whipping up new, like brand new to the world recipes for baked goods. So I'm also going to be sharing some of my Easter decor around the house. Easter is, from the time I'm recording this voiceover, about a week away. So leave me a comment down below. What are your big Easter plans? This is our last Easter, Lord willing, without our little boy being here to join us. So we're doing a more low-key Easter this year, and I'm sure next year it'll be significantly busier by the time he is here. It's also felt weird because Easter is so early this year, isn't it? So what I decided to make for this first recipe are some iced lemon cookies, and I really enjoyed these. I wish the cookie itself had more lemon flavor, but it did not. I would have probably added some more lemon flavor to the cookie itself rather than just have the lemon icing, but the lemon icing was so good. I love an icing with confectionery sugar. It was really good, and it is hard to resist just eating all the icing. I'm not a big fan of store-bought icing, like the icing they have on like the little store-bought cupcakes that you can get in the cases. Those are not my favorite, but I love a confectionery sugar, like thin icing, or a cream cheese icing, which is foreshadowing for the recipe later on in this video. So I've been baking a lot more in the second trimester of my pregnancy. I feel like I've just been craving all things sweet, whether it's as a good thing like fruit or it's candy. And I've never been a big candy eater, so I don't know why all of a sudden I'm craving candy and sugar and all of that. But, you know, it's totally fine. I'm trying not to overindulge, which is why I'm mostly just restricting myself to the sugar that I am, making in my own house. Keeps me from going overboard. So right now I'm just rounding out the balls to put them into the oven to bake. I have to be really careful with my oven. With cookies, that's why I don't love baking, is I feel like it's very precise. I think I heard a quote somewhere once that baking is a science, whereas cooking is an art. And so cooking is much more my thing. I don't have to be exact. And baking is much more of my husband's thing. But he is in a phase of life right now where he is extremely busy. So that is not something that he has the extra time for at the moment. He is currently starting a new job, and he is working on his master's degree. So he is supremely busy, all while we're trying to prepare for a baby coming in June. So I've just been, I feel like, running around like a chicken with my head cut off at times, trying to get all of the little things done and ready. And also right now, in between my husband starting his new job and leaving his old one, we had a week off, which was spent largely doing a lot of house projects. Oh, so here I am eating this cookie. It was very good in my little cookie dance. So now here are some of my Easter decor / spring decor. I don't do a lot of heavy Easter decorating of things that I can't keep up all spring. So I'll leave my Easter decor up probably until the beginning of May, just because Easter is so early this year, and Easter is my favorite decor. I really don't get sick of it like I do Christmas decor, and I think it's because Easter decor is more of the colors I like anyways, like the colors I like to wear personally and decorate with. So I don't know. I usually will pull out my summer 4th of July sort of decor, which I don't have a ton of, but we'll see if it gets pulled out. We might just be putting the Easter away, considering, that a baby is coming in June. I'm not sure how that is going to be. This is my favorite part, and most people's favorite part of our home when they come to visit, is my china hutch. I have a bunch of False Nature Wood is a pattern that I collect, and I got a lot of it because my mom won an online estate sale auction in her area. I had seen the auction and I thought that, we didn't get it, and she had bid on it and I didn't know. And she gifted that to me for Christmas. A lot of beautiful, I don't have any of like the dinner plates. I don't have like the regular plate settings, but I have all of the servingware. And I just think it's gorgeous. It's very cottage core, and it's a very prolific pattern. So they've made a lot of things in this pattern over the years, which makes it fun to collect. My favorite being that gigantic soup tureen, which I got at a thrift store, which kind of kick-started me collecting all of the False Nature Wood. And most of my Easter decor is from Hobby Lobby, shopping the 90% off clearance sales. I started doing that during COVID when everything was shut down, and when the stores opened back up, it was after Easter, so they had tons of Easter decor on sale, like 90% off, significantly more than they normally do. So I got a bunch that year, and I usually just fill in a few things every year from the 90% off, things that are needed. Like I'll need some baby Easter things like little Easter eggs, plastic eggs for future Easter egg hunts. And I love my wreaths. So the first wreath that you saw, I did not make, but the second wreath I did make. I always make a seasonal wreath. This is my spring summer wreath, so it stays up the longest. And then I do a fall wreath, and I do a winter wreath, which is like pink and glittery and shiny. So I can leave it up through Valentine's Day and not have to take it all apart after Christmas, because it does take a while to make a wreath. And then I've got my beautiful little stand over here with even more decor. I have a lot of paintings and art in my house because I don't know, I just feel like I'm a magnet for it, but it all started from one really awesome estate sale when my husband and I lived in Virginia, where I got a bunch of beautiful original art for like $1 a piece. And thank heavens my husband was there that day, because I just stand in a corner and I just piled frames up in front of him so that I could get all the things I wanted, but I couldn't even carry them all. So the next thing I am making here are some carrot cake bars. So they call them carrot cake bars in the recipe. Honestly, I feel like it's just a small carrot cake. So if you're a 1 to 2 person household, this is a perfect recipe. So you're not having to eat like a full-size cake. So if you like carrot cake, this is a good recipe for basically a small version of a carrot cake. But back to what I was saying earlier about our house projects. There have been a lot of house projects needing doing. We live in an old house, and oh, that was me throwing the spring for our cat. That girl is obsessed with springs. But anyways, my husband and my dad they put 2 vents in our bathrooms, and they also installed a new hot water heater and also cut some branches down. So they got a lot done. Our bathrooms did not have vent systems in there, so it was not like replacing an old vent. It was like putting in a whole new vent thing. So it was difficult. They still have to do a few little touch-ups. Our bathrooms definitely need the most work in this house, and they're functional. So don't think we don't have functional bathrooms. They function. They've just got some little pieces that need work on them. Also just showed you my pregnant belly. I am currently, I think, 26 weeks pregnant when I'm recording this. So I know it's hard to see the bump with all of the apron and everything in these little clips, but it's good to be getting some house projects tackled. We also got a lot of the nursery set up. We know which wall the crib's going to go on. We've already put in the changing table, and we hung a few pictures that I've thrifted, which if you watch my thrifting videos, you'll have seen. I got these big, beautiful canvases from At Home, from a thrift store, but the brand is At Home, the big big home decor store here in America. I don't know if it's other places, for a fraction of the price that they would have been there. And it's really coming together. So all very exciting updates on that front, but it's just been a very busy time here in our lives. So here is the finished cake, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.